Recently, sexual harassment has become a much talked about topic. The Senate hearings to confirm Judge Clarence Thomas prompted more questions than answers. What is sexual harassment? Would you know it if you saw it? Would you know it if you did it? As more women enter the workplace, concerns about harassment are on the rise. But it doesn't always happen the way you may think. First of all, you should know that your employer does not condone or tolerate sexual harassment of any kind. It can be offensive and could be illegal. There is no room for it in the workplace. Officially, sexual harassment is a form of sex discrimination that violates Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission defines sexual harassment as any unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, or other verbal or physical conduct of a sexual nature where submission is linked to employment decisions or if the conduct unreasonably interferes with an individual's work performance or creates an intimidating, hostile, or offensive working environment. Legally, there are two kinds of sexual harassment. The first is unwelcome verbal or physical conduct of a sexual nature, used as an outright or implied basis for one's employment or advancement. In other words, requests or demands for sexual favors are clearly illegal. There's no question about it. The conduct may come from anyone, a boss, a supervisor, a coworker, even a customer. The gender of the harasser or the victim doesn't matter. It can be a female supervisor making unwanted sexual advances toward a male subordinate. If submission is a condition of employment, that's harassment. It doesn't even need to be a member of the opposite sex. If the conduct is thought to be sexual and the pressure is such that advances are unwanted, there's a problem. It's not just ill-advised, it's illegal. The second kind of harassment refers to a hostile or intimidating work environment created by sexual jokes, teasing, or comments, or even the presence of suggestive postures. This is where you have to be careful. Behavior that may be considered good-natured kidding by one person can be seen as harassment by another. What matters, though, is that one person has been offended by another person's behavior, and that in itself may be grounds for a complaint. When an incident does occur, the victim has several options for recourse. One, the victim may want to confront the harasser and let the person know that the conduct is unwelcome and must stop. What if the behavior continues? Or what if the victim doesn't feel comfortable confronting the harasser? Your company may have a procedure set up for reporting sexual harassment complaints. Many companies now have strict policies against harassment, and your company may have set up a formal grievance process to handle complaints. When a complaint is made, the company has a responsibility to take immediate and appropriate corrective action. The best way to handle sexual harassment in the workplace is to prevent it from happening. You need to know that sexual favors should never be a condition of employment, but we also need to be aware of how our behavior is received by coworkers. Remember that one key test of whether conduct is considered harassment is whether the behavior is unwanted. Ask yourself if what you're doing could be considered intimidating or offensive. Put yourself in someone else's shoes and consider their feelings. Language or behavior that seemed all right when the workplace was an all-male bastion can be intimidating in mixed company. What seems playful to you may seem offensive to someone else. Remember that these policies are for your protection and the protection of your fellow employees. Let's all do our part to establish and maintain a comfortable and professional working environment for everyone's sake. This is Claude Akins reminding you that ensuring a professional work environment is your job too.